These days we've really been embracing the excitement and renewal of energy that comes with the spring season each year. We're right on the cusp of a breakthrough with the weather, heading towards the days where even the breeze will become warm. The sun has come out most days, but can be a bit deceiving as the wind occasionally still holds a little bit of winter. So we've been using this pocket of time for finishing the ceiling in the cabin. It's probably been about 2 weeks since our first day of this project, and we don't live here, so we can't just wake up and work each day. Otherwise, I'm sure the cabin would be close to done at this point, but we've been getting up here as much as life allows for, and I'm really proud of the progress we have made. When we started this week, we had to install the remaining shiplap on the ceilings you can see when you walk into the cabin, and then we could do the final bit that connects to the loft, and we will eventually trim the corners where the shiplap meets to cover any imperfections and just put on those finishing touches. Still gotta come up a bit, it looks like, from here. Yeah, up into there. If you could come out a little more, that would be great.
I think it was just because it wasn't against the wall. You can even come down a little bit. Right there.
Ready?
That good?
Yeah. How's it on your side?
It's over the thing a little bit. It's a bit easier to cut it over
Okay,
there.
you can push it to where you need it. Alright. Never gets old drawing that line.
This little shim thing here with the fine tool.
Yeah.
54 really.
And then.
Yay! Pound it this way a little bit. Yeah. How much space do you have till the end?
Good.
That's good?
Finally fits beautifully. Oh! A spider came out at the last second. I don't know where it just went. I also went to see my friend Rebecca in northern Vermont recently, and we always hike so much when we're together, but this time I convinced her to swim with me in Lake Champlain at the end of one of the trails. The water is still so frigid, but it feels so good, and I love sharing this experience with my friends. And although Vermont is a bit behind compared to where I live, there was so much green popping out of the ground and the branches, and it's just so nice and inspiring and exciting to see things coming back to life everywhere.
but my feet are like not having.
Each year here, spring comes with such abundant forages, and after patiently waiting, the fiddleheads have begun emerging just enough where they can now be harvested. They come up from the crown, which looks sort of like a pine cone or a pineapple popping out of the soil, and you collect the ferns while they're still spun tightly, making sure to only take 1 or 2 from visibly healthy crowns that have multiple fiddleheads. I really loved the appearance of the dried out fronds remaining from last year, so I gathered a few to display at home as well. They have this really deep, beautiful umber hue and remind me of the spring forest. I love being able to bring pieces of nature and memories back into my home. To prepare the fiddleheads, you have to remove that flaky brown husk, then wash them thoroughly before sautéing or baking or frying. There's lots of ways to do it, but the whole motion of it puts you directly into that flow of nature, and that is such a grounding feeling.
Hundreds.
Really?
Yeah.
What's involved in picking? What's involved in picking?
The V-shaped groove, yeah.
And that's what it looks like, goes all the way up through the stem, right?
Mm-hmm. And then you'll see, like, from the pineapple pod, you'll see all the dead leaves, and then there's usually like a couple still standing up.
See how that's got that channel?
Yeah.
It's like how you have to sit there and shell peanuts, especially when you're hungry. You just
It's like pistachios, you know.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
Yeah.
I have been infusing calendula and yarrow into this oil for probably 6 weeks now. I wanted to do a month, but time's been passing so quickly. I've been doing a slow infusion, so I sit the herbs and the oil in the windowsill. It will gently warm up when there's sunny days, and I shake it a couple times a day whenever I pass by it and see that it's kind of settled at the bottom again. And both of these herbs can help with speeding up the healing process on skin when used topically. They can reduce inflammation, soften the skin. It's said that it can help with the appearance of wrinkles. There's really a wide range of benefits, and I love that about herbs. There's so many wonderful things they can do. So these are 2 of the main ingredients that I'll end up using in a salve that I'm making today. And then I also like to infuse arnica and comfrey. Arnica is really powerful for a lot of things, from treating bug bites and soothing that irritation to relieving deep muscular pain. It's even beneficial for dandruff, getting rid of that. And comfrey plays into skin renewal, also soothing irritation. So combining all of these herbs together makes a really versatile and strong salve that can be used for so many different things. Eventually, once summer gets going and I grow more things and forage more things, I would like to add a few more herbs into this, but I also will put in a bunch of nourishing oils. I started infusing a batch of this a bit before Christmas, and then when Christmas time rolled around, I gave a few out to different family members and released it on my Etsy. And I was so overwhelmed with the reviews and the feedback. Everyone said it has surpassed all of their expectations. My dad works at a quarry and his hands get really dry, so he'll get these super deep cracks in them that seem irreparable. And he used this salve and he said within 2 days the amount of healing was incredible. They were no longer painful. They're pretty much on their way to being completely healed. Oftentimes, if I'm having a patch of dryness or a certain localized muscle pain, I'll rub this in and it'll work really well. I've also used it just right on my lips as a chapstick because it's so nourishing. So I figured it was time to make another batch. It's been a while, so today I'm gonna do it. I don't know where my cheesecloths have been going, but this is the only one I have left right now, so hopefully this works. But I do have to strain this out and get all of the herbs out before I can start making the salve. The consistency and smell of these and just the look of them is so beautiful. Every time I make a batch, I slightly adjust ingredients, trying to play with different textures and consistencies. And this one came out a little bit more on almost a jelly-like side, but it's still really creamy and thick, and it's not going to slide around the jar or anything. I have an extra tin that I'll always pour a little bit into before I do the final pour, just to test that ending consistency, and I was so happy with it. Usually it takes a couple of goes and I'll keep adding things, and this time it was just spot on. It just melts like butter into your hand and then glides onto your skin and soaks right in. I'm going to give a couple of these to some friends and family and probably keep one here. But other than that, they'll all be going on my Etsy shop, which is filled with tons of holistic, handmade, homegrown products. Everything's pure and natural in them. So if you want to check that out, the link is in the description of this video and all of my videos. This is the first time I've put dried herbs in the top too, and it just looks so pretty. And the rosemary and lavender smell so good together. On the warmest day of the week, my friend Gabby and I took a walk to a local waterfall to feel the crisp water and golden sunshine and take in the views. And I hadn't been there before, so I didn't know what to expect. So I was absolutely blown away when there were rivers and waterfalls and pools all over the place and gorgeous confluences at the bottom. It felt like we had entered this magical realm tucked away deep in the hills. We stood there in the icy water and just kind of marveled at how beautiful life and nature are, and how right now we're in the depth of spring, experiencing some of the most wonderful days of the season. And remembering that helps me hone in on continually practicing presence, because the ephemerality of these days is inevitable, and being there in that moment really helps you soak in life, and that is so important.